Good morning. It is Wednesday, May 7th, and things are heating up in the world. We saw a lot of stuff pop off yesterday. This whole moon in Virgo transit has been incredibly challenging since Monday afternoon. And we've got one last day of it. I'm not going to promise it's going to get any better when the moon moves into Libra, because Venus is also in Aries. So again, today, for the rest of the day until 1 o'clock in the morning, the moon is in Virgo, being ruled by Mercury in Aries. And it's feisty. It's very feisty. Now, the moon is incredibly busy today. I'm going to read off the aspects. So we have a square to Jupiter, an inconjunct to Mercury, a trine to Uranus, a conjunction to the South Node, and an opposition to Saturn before it goes void for about 3 hours, around 10 o'clock tonight Mountain Time. And then it'll move into Libra around 1 a.m. So this is a rough energy. This is, your moon is your intuition, obviously, and your emotional self, and it is wanting to know all the information. It is getting angry that it feels like it's not getting all the information. It's getting angry that it feels like nobody's seeing the whole picture, right? And that's in conflict with this Jupiter that's trying to keep everything surface level and keep arguing semantics and playing kind of a two-faced type of energy here. Jupiter being a social planet, this is what you're probably getting from the people around you. You're probably getting a lot of, oh, it's not that serious, you need to chill out, you're fear-mongering, you're stressed out for no reason, blah, 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 crap, okay? And that's in a conflict with your intuition telling you, no, there's something more going on here. And that intuition is getting angrier and angrier as time goes on because of Mercury being in Aries. The inconjunct to Mercury, probably going to be that moment where you just have a little bit of an outburst and tell somebody to, go away, leave you alone, stop arguing with you, whatever. But this could lead to a definite argument where maybe you walk away from someone or you walk away from an argument, something of those of that nature. That trine to Uranus, that is that shocking, aha, surprise, uncomfortable, shocking surprise. It is sitting at that 26th degree, which is algal. That is the losing one's head energy there. There could be some real outbursts happening today because people are feeling uncomfortable. They're feeling like something is wrong, and something is wrong. We had a new war start yesterday, and Israel has decided that they're just going to go in and start rounding up Palestinians and just take things. Things are getting uglier, okay? And it's really starting to weigh on people's subconscious, and there's going to be a lot of arguments about it. Probably fights. Violence is definitely a possibility, okay? Now, when that moon hits the South Node, this is that moment where you've got to let go of making sure that you have all the information and just lean on your intuition. This is that time where, we need to plan. You always got to have a plan, right? But things are so rapidly changing right now, it's hard to plan for the future. So what we're really working on here is making sure that you've got all the information that you can have, but also being willing to go with the flow, allowing yourself to be more guided, and being more just kind of, I hate to say this, but like relaxed, essentially, in the flow of things. Like just knowing that, okay, this is what we're doing now, so I guess we're going this direction. Still have your basics of a plan, but be willing to change them. Don't be, stubborn and stuck on, no, things have to be this way, because everything is changing and nothing is going to be the same here in a couple of years. So, and then we get that opposition to Saturn. This can bring a sense of loneliness, being left out type of energy. So we'll be spending the night on that, probably by the time you hit the end of the day and you're ready to go to bed and all of that. This is around that time that you're going to start realizing that maybe you're more alone in things than you thought you were. It's a hard pill to swallow. Yesterday I had a whole moment where I realized the purpose of me always kind of being left to my own devices, even when I ask for help, is so that I can help other people. get through that as well and understand that I'm going to have to do it myself. A lot of this is a time where, you know, we don't necessarily want to be selfish, but you do want to make sure that you're taking care of yourself first. This is that like putting on your own oxygen mask kind of thing. And if you've got to cut other people out, it's hard, it's emotional, and it's difficult, but sometimes it's what you got to do to take care of yourself and make sure that you're in a good, safe, comfortable position, okay? So really, today is a rough day. Be aware that arguments are likely to pop up. I get this like very distinct feeling that those masks are starting to fall. The people that are just trying to maintain the happy-go-lucky, everything's fine, like they're starting to feel it too. This is a universal energy. They're feeling it, right? But they're still trying to cover it up with those masks, and those masks are slipping, especially now that Pluto is retrograde, and things are going to get rougher and rougher out in the world when we're interacting with these people that have been clinging to this idea of everything's fine and nothing's going to happen, okay? Some things I addressed in my TikTok this morning. I saw a video yesterday where somebody was saying that if your Neptune is making you feel fear, then it's delusion. No, it's not. Your fear is your survival instinct, and it is very intuitively led. If you are feeling like you are not in a safe place, that's not you deluding yourself. We've got to stop talking ourselves out of trusting our intuition, especially with this North Node in Pisces. You've got to stop gaslighting yourself. It's not a delusion. If you are feeling unsafe, then you are feeling unsafe, and that is your intuition, your survival instinct telling you that you need to make a change. So don't allow people to tell you you're being crazy or paranoid or anything like that. Listen to that intuition. Allow it to guide you. Neptune is in Aries, okay? It is telling us to protect ourselves from what is to come. It is telling that fear is genuine and it is valid, and you can absolutely allow it to guide you and not talk yourself out of believing it, okay? I know it sounds a little like doom and gloom, but that's what we're moving into. There's some really rough things building up in the planets right now that this next couple of weeks are going to be very difficult. So, well, a couple months actually. So just keep that in mind. Protect yourself. Make sure that you're standing up for yourself. It is okay to get loud in order to defend yourself. Don't allow people to silence you. Don't allow people to make you smaller than you are. Don't allow people to put you in a box that you don't belong in. It is okay to walk away from people. It is okay to stand up for yourself. It is okay to get a little louder. If people aren't listening to you when you're talking, and it's a situation that you can't just walk away from, you're allowed to get loud and make them listen to you, right? Anger is a valid response. I hate this spiritual woo-woo world where it's negative energy, it's low vibrational. No, it's not. There is such a thing as righteous anger. It is a valid response. It is part of normal energy. It is part of the normal human experience. So really, use your voice today. Make sure you're being heard and walk away from the situations you can. Walk away from the people that you can walk away from, but stand your ground and defend yourself today. Okay, let's see. What is the energy for today for the collective? Collective energy. Page of Wands, a lot of feistiness, a lot of words, a lot of... this is very much gives me that Jupiter and Gemini of like just trying to keep everything lighthearted, right? Like we're really... excuse me. And of course, Jupiter and Gemini is also being ruled by that Mercury and Aries, right? So it brings this extra level of feistiness to the energy. And that's the energy here of this, like, trying to keep everything lighthearted. Information's coming out. Maybe you're trying to avoid it. Maybe you're not trying to avoid it. And it's just leading to, like, this kind of over-the-top energy of everybody either wanting to just have a good time, or everybody being angry because the ones wanting to have a good time aren't paying attention to what's really happening. Everything feels very surface level, even though your subconscious is telling you that there's a lot more to the story, okay? What to focus on today? What does the collective need to focus on today? Five of Cups. That sadness that pops up, that like regret of the past. Here's the thing about regret is you can't beat yourself up over what you've done in the past, but you can think about it. You can have those regrets and realize that maybe I could have done things better, or maybe I just didn't have the tools to do better then, but that's part of the growing and processing and healing type of energy that we really need to be working with, because you've got to find yourself. You've got to realize that that's not who you were. That's not who you are now. Who you were is not who you are now. Yeah, you can miss parts of that. You can think about the things that have been lost, but realize that you've still got these 2 cups sitting in the back here behind you. There are still things there for you. You've just got, you can acknowledge that past. You can acknowledge that sadness. You can acknowledge the loss, while also understanding that sometimes, God, I hate to say this, my least favorite phrase, things happen for a reason. I freaking hate that phrase. But I hate that phrase in the moment of things happening. There are times where you get past everything. My 8-year anniversary of my life falling apart, my trauma anniversary, was this past Monday. And I can look back on it now, 8 years later, and go, okay, now I see it. I see the purpose. I see why I went through all of that. That doesn't excuse the other people's behavior, number one. It doesn't excuse my behavior either, okay, because I did some messed up stuff during that time as well. But it does show me the purpose, which allows me to move further forward, right? So I'm allowed to mourn that past. You're allowed to mourn that past. You're allowed to mourn that loss, but understand that there was a lesson in there, and now you can take that lesson and move forward. Okay, so what to avoid? I like how the tower was on the bottom. What does the collective need to avoid today? What does the collective need to avoid today? I kind of get the feeling that this 5 of Cups has a lot to do with not seeing the red flags of the people who are trying to be happy-go-lucky. This is a little slick-ass fox, by the way. There's some of the shadiness involved in this as well. But this regret could be around not seeing the red flags, or you saw them and you didn't listen to your intuition, you didn't acknowledge them. That could be where that regret is as well. You might be sitting here asking yourself, why didn't I pay attention then? Why did I wait until it screwed things up before I decided to pay attention, okay? So, what to avoid? What does the collective need to avoid? Too many. What does the collective need to avoid today? Can't even hold on to the deck. Oop. Knight of Cups. We're not fixing anything today. We're not going to come in and be like, oh, here, let me fix it for you. We're not going to do that. Again, Aries and Venus is Knight of Cups energy, which is here, let me ride in on my white horse, fix everything, get what I want out of it, and then move on, right? We don't want to do that today. If you see people doing that, which is very possible, make sure that you're listening to your intuition and you're protecting yourself as much as possible. That moon opposite Saturn is telling you got to have boundaries, okay? Bottom of the deck is 8 of Wands. So a lot of things happening, like all the things are happening all at once, okay? That's a lot of energy and it is overwhelming, and this can lead to people that want to take advantage of someone being in a vulnerable situation coming in. Okay, so be very conscious of that today. Before I hit record, I actually saw this image in my head of the gods, the divine council, the whatever you call it, whatever deity you follow, kind of sitting on their clouds, with holding onto the earth and being shaking and being why won't you guys learn a lesson? Right? Why won't you guys take care of each other? Why won't you guys stop being so selfish? Type of energy. And I think that's going to get worse, especially once Saturn moves into Aries, because Saturn has been on some shit on its last go around the zodiac, and now it's going to start a brand new one here in a couple of weeks, and I think it's going to get really, really, really rough. We've got to start taking care of ourselves, finding ourselves so that we can be who we're meant to be within the collective, so that we can get off of this constant cycle of things just getting worse and worse and worse because we never learn a lesson, okay? Clarifiers for our Page of Wands. Oh, there we go. We've got an 8 of Cups. Boy, this is giving me a, why are you so serious kind of energy. 8 of Cups is strength. You're trying to do that, like, spiritual trek, the walking away from things that are harming you type of stuff here, learning things about yourself, working on yourself, finding yourself, and trying to have those boundaries. And then you've got this little slick ass fox right here going, oh no, it's not that serious, it's not that big of a deal, you're just thinking too much, you're overthinking it, like, right? That's what that's giving me. So this is like it's actually a little bit of an internal battle. Bottom of the deck is 5 of Wands as well. So there's that conflict there, underlying conflict. It's like an internal battle of, well, I know things are wrong. I need to be doing something for myself, but like nobody else seems to be seeing it. And do I fit in with them or do I take care of myself? It's like that kind of energy for the day, okay? Clarifiers for the 5 of Cups. We've got 7 of Cups. There's all that confusion, everything happening all at once. There's just so much stuff going on. And the Knight of Swords, so much information as well. So this is a very confusing energy. There's very much like this kind of argumentative type of energy. It's overwhelming. It's too much. It's very foggy type of energy. So don't make it worse, I guess is what I'm saying here. Like, don't add to your confusion, right? The world around us has enough going on, and that moon in Virgo can get very hypercritical. It can be self-critical. So we need to make sure that that's not what we're doing here, right? That's that moon conjunct the south node. We need to let go of that, the negative parts of Virgo, which is that hypercritical, overthinking energy, and understand that we've got to let go of these things we've been clinging to so hard and learn to go with the flow. Let go of what needs to be let go of. Let those things dissolve that need to dissolve. It's hurtful, it's sad, it's going to bring some regrets, it's going to bring up some rough feelings and thinking about the past. But we've got to do that. We've got to stop overthinking everything. And that's really what this is giving me. Like, we're overthinking all of this stuff. We're over-communicating all of this stuff, right? Talk about what you need to talk about, but also make sure you're protecting yourself too. So we've got 3 of Pentacles. This could be about work, honestly. Right? I know I'm seeing, it hit me over a year ago, but I'm seeing a lot of people now going, what are we doing? Why are we still working like this? Why are we still trying to kill ourselves just to barely get by? Like, I'm seeing a lot more people doing that. So this could have a lot to do with work. Is it really stable? Is it really a stable home life if you're spending the majority of your time at work and then you come home angry and frustrated because work is such a toxic environment? Like, is that really a stable way of living? No, it's not, right? Clarifiers for the Knight of Cups. Why are we avoiding the Knight of Cups? Let's see. We've got a Knight of Pentacles. It's telling me don't be rash. Don't make impulsive decisions based on like this pain, right? I'll show you guys. It's like the Knight of Pentacles and the Emperor. And our 3 of Pentacles is right back on the bottom there. So this could have a lot to do with work, coworkers, your work environment, groups that you're involved in, things like that. But I want to show you guys how the Knight of Cups is moving towards the 5 of Cups here. This is giving me that let's take advantage of this person being in a really rough place, that we're going to come in and help them. Now, again, I don't want to say that everybody that does this is doing it intentionally. I know a lot of people that do it because they genuinely mean well, but they're not good with themselves in order to actually like stick with it. But this is that energy of coming in to help somebody who's in a bad space. Let me offer you some love to make you feel better type of energy here. But our clarifiers being this Knight of Pentacles and this Emperor is telling me that we want to avoid that because we need to learn how to stand on our own. We've got to learn how to guard our own castle, guard our own empire. We've got to learn how to slow down and stop trying to jump from situation to situation to maintain comfort and stability here. So really take that time to slow down and get grounded and think things through from a realistic point of view, and not jumping from place to place just to try to keep this sense of comfort that you always seem to be chasing that never seems to show up.